it's accepted as a definition of marriage. A friend of mine, her parents, well, her parents got divorced. Her mother and who became her stepfather wanted to get married, and they were both, very active Pentecostals. And of course, the Pentecostals wouldn't let them get married in the church that they attend and fund and support and are active in. So they got married in front of the justice of the peace, came back. Everyone in the congregation accepts them as marriage, but their own church, technically doesn't view them as married and wouldn't let them have the ceremony there. And
Okay,
and
bye, Jay.
it's just, you know, if you go by those sorts of strict religious definitions, probably 50% of the marriages in the United States would not be deemed as valid by a good number of the churches, maybe even that these people attend.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you don't want if you don't want it to be deemed a marriage in the religious sense, fine. If you don't want your church to have to marry gays, fine. But if two gays want to say we want to have some commitment
Then
ceremony
they
and
should
call ourselves
legally be
spouse
able to
and have
do
a
that.
monogamous relationship, what does it matter to you?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
why does this bother you so much if it's not going to affect your life? See, that's the thing. That's the thing I don't get. That's the thing I totally don't get about the
Yeah,
whole
the
gay
how does it
marriage
affect
thing.
you,
Like
really?
how does it affect my life?
Yeah.
I just don't see where it does.
Yeah.
I just fail
Yeah.
to see it.
The abusive couple down the road doesn't impact my marriage. The strange couple down the road doesn't affect my marriage. The nudists down the road doesn't impact my marriage. In fact, nobody else's marriage anywhere on the street that I live impacts my marriage. My marriage impacts my marriage.
Yeah.
So if there's one other household where they happen to be gay, that doesn't affect my marriage either. None of it needs
Oh, in the
defense.
neighborhood we live in, probably at least we're surrounded by a lot of gay people who
Oh,
probably
no
don't even
doubt.
know it.
Nope. Yeah. What? To my mind, by and large, I just don't care. Really. I mean,
Well, I don't really think about it,
yeah.
you know,
Whoever's
unless
living in
somebody
a
asks me, and then I think, well,
yeah, as long as you're happy, dude.
yeah, I live my life, regardless. My life is not going to change whether some people get
Wh-
married
wh-
or not.
Where do you think our society would be if we had bad marriages? There's lots of bad
There,
marriages.
yeah, 50% of marriage ends in divorce.
Yeah, I'm thinking we haven't outlawed that one yet.
Yeah, bad marriages have not been outlawed. This microphone, damn it,
and e-
keeps falling on me.
and even good marriages have bad years, and
Well, yeah, marriages have rocky times, and I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect marriage.
no,
The best of marriages, I think, have their trials and tribulations.
absolutely. But if it bothers you that much and you don't want to acknowledge the gay couple down the road is married, by and large, I think you should have the freedom to say, I don't acknowledge you as married. Certainly, your church wouldn't, and you should have that right.
Yeah, but what you shouldn't have is a right to deny it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can disagree with the policy, but there should be a policy that says gay people should be allowed to get married. It makes absolutely it's unconstitutional.
Yeah. It's
Quite
just
frankly, it's unconstitutional.
somebody else's use of a word that describes some aspect of you does not reflect on
Well, and
you.
I don't
You know?
understand why if you're gay this somehow defines your personality. If you're gay, okay, somehow like I'm heterosexual and I can honestly tell you and I've said this in past shows, I've never had anyone come up and say to me, "So when did you decide to become straight?" Or,
I'm still waiting
what's it
for.
like being straight? When did you know you were? I mean, but this is what gay people have to put up with. They do. And all of a sudden, because of your sexuality, if you're gay, you apparently get judged by this. It's like, oh, Stephanie, she's into that multimedia stuff and Mike, he's a programmer guy and oh yeah, he's gay. No, it's true. They define people like that. I mean, you are not your job and you are not your sexuality. Um,
So many people like to, buttonhole people. Come on, okay, I've got some definition for this person, so I'll put them in that little bucket along with everybody else who's just the same in my mind. And we're all different. You know, there's a lot of gay people that don't like the gay parades because they think it's too ridiculously flamboyant and
your
draws,
last question, I'm just a little unclear if you it reads, and our country and world suffers because of that. Agreed. Suffers because of what?
Bad marriages?
Because of bad marriages?
I don't see where that
You
has to do
know,
with Prop
actually,
8.
per capita, if you understand what I mean by per capita, because there's so many more heterosexuals than there are gay people. So you look at a sampling on percentages, which we call per capita, right? So that we can judge a country against another country, but one country may have 300 million and one country may have 30 million, but per capita we can figure out a percentage of the way things work. And uh, percentage wise, uh, monogamous gay marriages or gay couples, they have actually a better success of staying committed to each other when studied in I think the study was 25 years plus
Yeah.
of gay men that have been together as opposed to heterosexual, and they did it in a per capita style
Yeah.
study so that it was on par.
I'm just not sure how you expect to eliminate bad marriages. Or is a bad marriage worse on kids than a broken home? If
Yeah, are you doing your
it,
kids any favors instead of saying, okay, well, mommy and daddy don't live together anymore, but you're going to get to see both or whatever, and you have two families, two households that love you because, odds are maybe your dad will end up with a girlfriend or get remarried, or maybe your mom will, and then there'll become even more people to love you. Or would you rather stay married for the kids and have them listen to you for the next 20, 25 years, fight
yeah,
and scream at each other and hate on each other, as opposed to they could have went. I mean, so I think when you say broken home, I don't necessarily think divorced people, the kids come from broken homes, because I think there are a lot of mature adults out there who break and can carry on a civil relationship with their ex-partner, um, for the sake of the children, than for people to stay together and just rip each other's heads off
yeah.
in front of the children.
I mean, with any luck, you should be providing your children with a good model of what it means to be in a loving relationship, so that they'll know what to look for when they get older.
Yeah, but you don't want to also teach your children that once you're married or in a relationship, that at all costs you stay for the children. Especially, I hate that one, for the children, because you're really not doing your kids any favors. Let's be honest. At least I don't think.
I don't think so either.
But we're supposed to be talking about the economy.
Yeah. So what?
But yeah, but no, but we get, that. But that's what's great about the show is that, Ray's Catholic came in tonight and has some political. Oh, don't be sorry. That's what the show is about. Is about spontaneity. We don't script the show
Yeah.
because we could end up talking about anything.
If we hadn't wanted to talk about it, we wouldn't have.
Yes, if we hadn't have talking about it, we wouldn't have.
We'd have said,
Exactly.
yeah. But
Yeah, and back to the economy.
so I got a question. What did you think about the difference? I mean, all last week there was, there's all this hand wringing and should we bail out the car company? Should we bail out the car companies? They're going to get all those, 3 million American workers. And Citibank phones up on Friday and goes, "Hey guys, we're having a little trouble here. Can we get 20 billion?" And Monday, I mean, they don't get called in to talk. They talk about what exactly they need it for, what restructuring they're going to do, how they're going to make a better thing. Monday morning, here's 20 billion. I mean, isn't there quite the double standard going on? It's like if you're a Wall Street bank and you need money,
Well, I think
it's a no questions asked thing.
Well, I think that there's a lot of level of the car companies, well, iconic, won't change, refuse to change, and that's part of the problem. Although they have been willing to show certain concessions they might be willing to make.
Yeah, getting the unions
But
to make
but
concessions.
that's the difference in Citibank getting 20 billion and the car companies them getting, you know, we give you money every time and you pull this shit,
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
you remember when Reagan fired all the air traffic controllers when they started pulling down.
Yes.